And now, everyone, the time for reflection begins. Celtic have played their final game of the season. We won't play another competitive match until right at the end of July. The partying has stopped, I assume, at Merchant City, Celtic Park. They're back to being pretty empty. And all we have now is the memories. And while I go and break out the hankies, let's play the intro. As I mentioned yesterday, 67 Hail Hail is going absolutely nowhere over the course of the summer, apart from the start of June when I'm going on holiday. We've got loads and loads to chat about over the next fortnight, especially loads of reviewing to do of Celtic's season. We're going to have Jackie McNamara back on the channel on Wednesday and also next week as well. We'll be doing our end of season awards tomorrow night and we'll be reliving our season through the 67 Hail Hail lens for a lot of next week, and I'm very much looking forward to putting those videos out. We're also hoping to catch back up with Vince Nostradamus Regari at some stage in the near future to hear what he made of the season that he basically predicted about a year ago, and also possibly catching up with some other friends that we made along the way this season. So I wouldn't worry too much about the channel winding down over the summer. Today, we're going to round up what you lot have been saying over the course of the weekend. We have been inundated, fancy word, with comments from you guys and girls, and all of them, I think all of them, well, not all of them, most of them, the vast majority of them have been really, really nice. So we're going to try and go through some of them raising interesting points with regards to Celtic, last season that it is now, and what could happen next season and beyond. We'll also check in on what a few key Celtic personnel said in the wake of Saturday's Trophy Day, and also looking ahead to the future. An interesting revelation from Ange with regards to transfers and a position that he wants to strengthen this summer. Here's the final league table, by the way. I actually got a bit sad this morning when I was making that, because I realised that this league table won't be getting updated ever again. This season is over. But we've got the memories, as I say. Right, first comment comes in from John Kennedy. Brilliant finish to an unforgettable season. Been following the channel from the beginning of the pandemic, but actually only subscribed this morning. We'll let you away with that. A fantastic channel, great content from Hamish and all the boys. Keep up the great work. Hail, hail. John, I just want to say on behalf of everyone at 67 Hail Hail, thank you for the work you've done this season. People were doubting you in the summer, but Ange certainly didn't. You kept working under Ange, and you've been a huge part of our title success, John Kennedy. So thank you very much. Also, thank you for subscribing, even though you only did it earlier today. We're nearly at 30k subs, so it's probably a good opportunity for me just to hammer that home, that if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, get sub and get us to 30k. I've made a class graphic and I want to get it out as soon as possible, so please do that. Right, moving on. Tommy McQuillan. In my opinion, this is our greatest ever title win in my near 60 years watching Celtic. I don't say that lightly, as I've seen 10 men win the league, Vim stopping the 10. I've also seen both 9 in a row, wow. But because none of us were expecting anything much, it makes this all the sweeter. Another great vlog, Hamish and Stevie, as was the one from Celtic Park on Saturday night. Thanks very much, Tommy, for your comments. I'm glad you've had such a great year and you rate it so highly. In terms of just title wins, so taking away, trebles and taking away cup success, if you can sign it just to the league, this is my number one as well. I've had other good ones in my life. I think Neil Lennon's first one ever, the first time he was manager, when he won the league that season after I think 3 years of Rangers winning it in a row, was pretty special. The Invincible season, going a whole league season undefeated, was amazing as well. Both of those were won incredibly convincingly though, and I'm talking by probably 20 plus points, both of them. This was a real tight title race, and I think sometimes, as much as I would love Celtic to win it by 20 points every single season, I'd be the happiest guy ever if that happened every year. Sometimes winning a tight title race is more satisfying. I think sport is best when it matters, and every single game has mattered this season, right from the start of the season, because I think we've known we were up against it, both in terms of winning the league and also Ange kind of been up against it right from the start. It's felt like we've always kind of been fighting a bit of a losing battle this season, especially in the early months. And the fact we've managed to win a losing battle this year and come away with a double is an incredible achievement. The game that always got me actually is a weird one probably. It was the Motherwell home game, not the one on Saturday obviously, but the one that would have been in December that we won narrowly, and it was Tom Rogic who got the winner just before half time. And when that goal went in just before half time, like, I couldn't get over how crazy the celebrations were for a game against Motherwell in the middle of the season on a Sunday afternoon in the winter. And that was just evidence to me of how much this season mattered, and the fact we've managed to come out on top this campaign. I still don't really think it's sunk in with me yet that we've actually won a double this season, and we've won the league going 32 games unbeaten. It's incredible. I think the bond between the fans and the players has made it special as well. And I'll be totally honest, doing this job and doing this channel has made it even better for me as well. I've supported Celtic my whole life. I've been invested in Celtic my whole life. Every single season I've been invested. But when you're actually living it every single day of your life and, you know, almost been forced to kind of make videos and chat about things, I do feel like I've taken even more satisfaction. I feel as if I've absolutely lived every single second of this season, every single game, every single goal, every single gasp from the crowd. I've lived every minute of it, and it's just been absolutely incredible. And as I say, I'm so glad that we've come out on top this season. It's amazing. So thanks very much, Tommy. Keep watching the channel. We're going to Michael Warner now. Check out 1513 from Fan Media. Love you, Ange. Now, I had a few people pointing this out, that at the end of the Ange Postecoglou Fan Media interview / press conference on Saturday, someone does say, "Love you, Ange." Have a wee listen.
Thank you, guys.
Love you, Ange. Love you, Ange.
Love you, Ange.
Love you, Ange.
It did sound like me, I'll give you that. It wasn't me, I promise you. No, it genuinely wasn't me. Right, moving on. Jerry, I can't believe the season is over, but most of all, I can't believe we've done the double. Absolutely outstanding achievement by all the staff, players and fans of Glasgow Celtic. Glasgow has a new legend, so well done, Hamish. It was great you got Ange on the last game of the season. You and your team have been brilliant as well this season. You don't stop, and neither did Celtic. All the best from Switzerland. Hail, hail, and enjoy the summer. Ange took this Celtic team to a higher level than the Alps. Now, I could be wrong with this, but I believe the official Ange mountain is Everest for these metaphors, so let's sort that in future. Jerry also suggesting that I'm a legend or Ange is a legend. I think we'll settle for both. Thanks very much for the comment, Jerry. It's pretty cool that we won a double in Ange's first season. There have been so many excuses over the last couple of weeks, so much deflection trying to discredit this Celtic team. We all know the excuses that I'm talking about. But history will show that Celtic won a league and cup double in Ange's first season. It will show that we took 93 points from 38 league games, which is incredible, and went on a 32-game unbeaten run in the league. And obviously that could be extended next season. So incredible stuff, Jerry. Thanks for messaging from Switzerland. Hope you have a great summer, mate. Just to reinforce, we're not going anywhere at all. We're going to continue doing this. Jeff Mack, long-time fan from Down Under. Hi, Jeff. I was asked at the start of the season, can Ange win the league? I said, wherever he goes, he wins. His ability to inspire and be humble is infectious. Keep the momentum going, Celtic. Just another Aussie signing on to tell us that they told us so at the start of the season, and you did, of course. I think, going back to those early days, those well-documented days when we first heard about Ange Postecoglou and Celtic, and I think the thing I take away from that is just how overwhelmingly positive people were in Australia, and that kind of made me sit up and take notice. And at the very least, it meant that Ange should be given a chance to see what he does, and judgment should be reserved. And I like to think that we at least kind of tried to get people on who knew Ange a bit or knew about him, and gave Ange the chance, even when things were not great at the start of the season and we were losing to the likes of Livingston and Hearts and teams like that. So it all worked out in the end. Stuart Clark, we have all been wanting this so much for what feels like, so much longer a time than it actually has been. The season without our league title was a season way too much, but it's not our domestic league I'm talking about, it's the Champions League. It actually feels like forever ago that we drowned out that epic theme song as that iconic banner was shaken over our centre circle. Stop it, Stuart. Parkhead on one of those nights has to be up there with a select few unbelievable atmospheric events throughout football. I must admit, and sorry if this, brings it back to 67 Hill Hill. I know you care far more about Celtic than us, but I am so excited for the months between, I think it's like September and November, when we're going to be able to get into this Champions League stuff. We're going to have a draw to do live shows about and preview teams we can get. And then when it actually gets to the group stage, we're going to be able to chat to fans of these teams like we did in the Europa League, and we're going to get to do post-match stuff, and maybe the club will have stuff lined up as well, and UEFA and all that. Oh, it's going to be honestly amazing. It could even be better than what we've experienced over the last few months, and that's saying a lot. Can't wait for it. Thanks very much, Stuart. Now, Aussie Mick, are we all going to suffer withdrawals over the next few months? We'll miss your excellent show, Hamish, and the team. See you in the new season. Now, to quote Ange on Friday, no. We're not going anywhere, Aussie. We're not going anywhere. We're going to continue with the daily content, so you don't have to worry about missing us as well as Celtic. So let's move on from that. Andrew Milsom, Vince Rigari's roller coaster comment comes to mind. What a ride the season has been. Scary, sometimes upside down, but definitely worth it. It's weird because the overall season has been pretty taxing. It's been a roller coaster, and it certainly was for the first 6 months of the season. But if you restrict it to the league, which is the main thing we all really cared about this season, it's actually been relatively plain sailing this campaign. We've gone 32 league games in a row without defeat, and we won the league relatively comfortably in the end. I think the minute we won at Ibrox at the start of April, I think it was pretty much nailed on that Celtic were going to win the league. Yes, we still had various obstacles to go through, which we managed, but we were never really going to throw the league from that situation, despite the meltdown that some people had after the Scottish Cup semi-final. It's actually Rangers that were the erratic ones this season, which is pretty surprising given how consistent they were last season. I guess that's the difference that fans make at football. Far too many other comments to mention, everyone, by the way. I'm going to go through some of them tonight myself. I'm going to try and reply to some of them because we've got probably hundreds in since full time on Saturday, and I'll do my best to maybe put half an hour aside and get back to some of them. Spoke to loads of people at the game on Saturday. Thanks if you came up to me and said hi. I know loads of people were chatting to Stevie as well. Sorry you had to put up with him. But yeah, just thanks for everyone for the support, for basically making the channel what it is. But I'm doing all this as if we are going away for 2 months, and it's making me a bit uneasy. I don't like talking like this. So let's move on to Celtic's first team players. Lots of tweets going about last night about bitter Rangers fans who ended up on the same plane as Celtic's champions, Carol Starfelt and Jota. Apparently, our champions had to take a little bit of stick from the fans of the Scottish Premiership runners-up, and they took it very well before Carol Starfelt took to Instagram shortly afterwards to urge them to respect the champions. I couldn't have put it better myself, big man. Now moving on, Ange has let it slip that he wants to sign a midfielder this summer. Celtic did sign Rio Hatate, Matt O'Reilly and Yosuke Ideguchi in January, but now Nir Bitton and Tom Rogic are going to leave the club this summer, while the likes of Ismail Assoro and James McCarthy could also depart. Speaking at the weekend, Ange said, "People will eventually figure out that I'm always trying to think a step ahead. The reason we brought in 3 midfielders in January was because I knew the likely outcome at the end of the season. We wanted to be a step ahead in planning for these things, so we're not scrambling at the last minute. It's about the future, and that's an area of the park we had to bolster. We still need to sign another midfielder, but having signed the boys in January, it means they're already bedded into our club. It gives us a head start. What we'll look to do in the summer window is make sure the squad are stronger, more robust, and increase the quality of our starting players. We won't bring in as many, obviously, it'll be more targeted. I would assume it would be a central midfielder that Ange will be looking for this summer rather than an attacking one, given that Beaton has moved on. Now I know Rogic is also gone, but I think we already have decent options left there in the attacking role. Turnbull, Hatate, O'Reilly. McGregor can play more advanced as well. So I think it would be a kind of deeper player, the kind of, it's not really a holding midfielder in Ange's team, but the deeper of the three midfielders that we'd be looking to sign. I thought Gucci looked quite good on Saturday when he came on. And I think, to be honest, I know he's not played much for us since signing, but I think I've been relatively impressed with him so far. He looks neat and tidy in the ball. He's not really been started in a testing match yet. So we'll need to wait and see how that goes. I think the jury is still very much out on him, but I think so far he's looked, pretty handy. Certainly looks like a player who could, at the very least, be an able squad player next season, and we may well need able squad players given that we're going to be Champions League, especially from that September to November part of the season just before the World Cup. So we'll see what happens with Gucci next season. One player that we won't see playing for Celtic next season, sorry to do this again, is Tom Rogic, but he won't be going back to the A-League either. Chatting to Aussie TV broadcaster Channel 10, who had handsome YouTuber Hamish on their network last week, he said, "I'm not sure yet. Now isn't really the right time. I'll just reflect on the career I've had here. I'm ready for a new challenge, and a change of scene is something that will motivate me. I'll sit down with my agent in the coming weeks and discuss my options. Right now, it's just about what a great time I've had here and enjoying my last couple of days." There have been rumours about the J-League. I'd love to see him stay in Europe and try it out in like England, Spain or Germany. I think we could see some Rogic magic in those leagues. He's more than able to play in those leagues as well when you look at some of the lesser players who have left Celtic in recent years and gone on to play at a good level. So all the best, Tom Rogic. I think every Celtic fan will be keeping a keen eye on your career as it goes forward. Same goes for Nir Beaton as well. Anyway, we will move on. We're planning a live end of season award show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So keep an eye out for that. Plenty more content coming on the channel every single day, as I keep saying, as we begin this long journey without Celtic this summer. Except they're not really going away, are they? Because we've still got so much to chat about. Thanks for sending in your videos of your thoughts on the season. I say thanks. I'm really saying thanks to 2 people because that's all we've received so far, which is probably not enough for a compilation video. If you fancy sending your video thoughts now that you've sobered out, remember landscape and a maximum of about a minute or 90 seconds. Do it to 67hailhailvideos@gmail.com. If you do that, great. If we get enough, we might stick them all into a video. If we don't, then we'll just move on and pretend it never happened. So, win-win. Remember, get subbing everyone. Get us to 30,000 subscribers. We'll be back tomorrow night for the awards.